this dog brought two lonely neighbors together. It's heartwarming. Have you ever had a neighbor that you've just never said hi to? Well, this woman hadn't spoken to her neighbor in over 20 years. But when a dog came along, it all changed. This story comes from South Africa. A woman named Lenny lived in a small house with her mom. For more than 20 years, she'd lived there, but she'd never connected with her neighbor, a man named Paws. She knew he was there, of course, but they'd simply never spoken to each other. That was until one day. It was a normal day in the neighborhood. Kids were playing outside and birds were tweeting in the trees. Suddenly, a small dog ran into the yard of Lenny's house. The dog looked around for a moment before trotting over to where Lenny was sitting. Lenny was confused by this. Why did the dog come to her yard? And where was its owner? The dog seemed to be waiting for something. It sat down next door to her and started staring at the fence between their properties. Curious, Lenny followed the dog's gaze and saw a man. He was standing on his property with a big smile on his face. The dog barked once to get his attention and then trotted back to Lenny. The man walked over to the fence and introduced himself. He told Lenny that his name was Paws and that he had seen the dog running loose. He wanted to know if it had come from her house. After all, the dog had gone from her yard to his yard and back again. When Lenny explained that the dog wasn't hers, but had simply come over to visit her, the two of them laughed. It was broken the ice, so to speak. They chatted for a while about the dog and how neither of them had ever approached the other. All those years they lived next to each other. I always thought it was rude to talk to your neighbor, but now I see it was silly of me, Lenny admitted. Eventually, the dog got bored of the conversation and went to go play. So Lenny and Paws continued chatting. They talked about their families and their lives and soon became fast friends. Over time, their friendship only grew stronger. And it is all thanks to a small dog who didn't have a mean bone in its body. The dog had simply wanted to play, but it ended up bringing two lonely people together. It's amazing what a little furry friend can do. If they hadn't had that dog, there is a chance that Lenny and her mom would have continued living in their home without ever connecting with their neighbor. That could have been a real shame. After all, they lived just a few feet away from each other for more than 20 years. Now, though, they were closer than ever, and it was all because of a dog. Feel-good stories like this make us believe in the goodness of humanity. It is nice to hear that sometimes all it takes is an unexpected event to change your life for the better. Who knows? Maybe one day a random dog will come sniffing at your door, too, and bring you good luck. The world is full of surprises. That's why it's important to be open to new things. You never know what might happen. Maybe you'll meet a new friend or have a wonderful surprise visitor. Just like Lenny and her mom, you might even find a new neighbor to chat with over the fence. Speaking of chatting, let's get back to the neighbor. How do you think their friendship turned out? Well, the two quickly became close friends. So much so that they decided to break down the wall between their properties. They replaced it with a new fence that had a gate. That way they could easily come and go as they pleased. Their dogs also became best friends and would often play together in the yard. It was truly heartwarming to see the two of them get along so well after being neighbors for so long. They both admitted that they had been foolish not to connect sooner, but they were grateful for the dog that had brought them together. If you enjoyed this touching story, please leave a like and share it with others. We appreciate your support. Don't forget to subscribe for more daily feel-good stories. Thank you.